Other news now. The government of St. Lucia has told world leaders that the protection of children is a responsibility that it guards jealously. The statement came as the island deals with two high-profile cases of child abuse that resulted in the death of one 4-year-old and the hospitalization of another. Nevertheless, the government said it has instituted several measures in protecting youngsters. More on that in a moment. First, on the home front, the Minister for Health, Wellness, Human Services and Gender Relations, Alvina Reynolds, lamented the heinous death of 4-year-old Milan Jabatis, who was at the time in the care of his stepmother and father, as well as the physical abuse of another 4-year-old from Kulitan by his father. The minister said it's a very sad situation when children at that age can be abused in the name of punishment or discipline.
It speaks to many, many issues. Poor parenting skills, persons who do not know how to nurture children. But more than that, it speaks to, I think, evil in some cases. Because children are so vulnerable. They can't harm anybody. They make mistakes. And that's why we as adults are here to guide them. But the manner that we use, the strategies that we use to discipline and to punish, they are harming children. They are hurting children. They are killing children. And this is what it is. And our little Calypsonian Mighty J said it beautifully in his song. When a man beats his woman, it's domestic violence. But we feel it's okay to beat and slap and kick and neglect our children, leave them without food for a period of time, strip them naked and beat them. No, they are human beings too. They are our precious gifts that were given to us to protect, to love, to care for, and to help raise them to become loving, productive citizens of a society.
When children are abused, they grow up to be creatures of hate that will haunt and terrorize the society, the minister noted.
We can discipline with love. We can pull out privileges. We can keep them home instead of doing certain things that we know they absolutely want to do or to go. And instead of buying them the fancy things, but we cannot starve them. We cannot have them all the blisters on their skin. This has to stop. I am very sorry about what happened to little Milan and what happened to our little boy in Cooley Town. I want to continue the message of breaking the silence on child abuse. This time, it's not only about sexual abuse, but it's abuse in all its forms. It is verbal with the name calling. It is psychological. It is mental. It is physical. It is sexual. I want to call on the entire society of St. Lucia. Parents, and this is why we're doing parenting programs. Some parents do not have the wherewithal. They are young, they get frustrated, and they need help. This is why we are doing the parenting programs. But I want to call on teachers who see preschoolers and children who come with certain questions, some marks on their skin, some behaviors that are questionable. It is okay now. Teachers have to question. Teachers must report.
And Minister Reynolds called on all sections of the society to become more interested and involved in the protection of children, urging that suspected cases and incidents of child abuse be reported.
There is for sure the need to increase the number of officers we have who are taking care of our children in this country. In child protection officers, there is a need to increase that because we are seeing more and more children being brought forward, being abused in the first institution where they should be protected, and that is the home. When children are being abused in their own homes, the places where they ought to feel safest, we have a major problem. And as government, we have to respond. We must respond. We must put more of our resources. We must continue to strengthen the system to respond and to be proactive, that everyone would know how parenting should occur and how we go about protecting children.
Minister Avina Reynolds there.